500 likes for the scariest videos in 2023. We always have to come across some of those guys on TikTok from time to time who always end up having a really haunted house out of nowhere, and to complete the circle, they have to be somewhere Hispanic. Where are you going with this? I don't know. They gave me the box and told me to send it somewhere where even the jinn wouldn't dare step close to it. Talking about boxes, the next video will start with our guy receiving a box right at his door. Is it from Amazon? Yeah, and he received a special gift too. What do you expect? The box had some weird-looking statue with a creepy face on it. So far, not bad. It's actually still bad so far, but it gets better. Did that statue jump on him all of a sudden? We are living in the real world here. Moving into the other clips, as Juan was chilling on the bed, he noticed a sudden movement from the bedroom door. Well, don't tell me the wind wasn't involved there. Unfortunately, the wind at the moment didn't exist. It was a myth. Instead, it was the dark force of a ghost who moved the door. And how about the ping pong bang? That sounds annoying. If you're talking about the line itself, yeah, it's annoying. In the kitchen, the front door seems to have been opened by some shrimp or someone who was ducking. But since we are dealing with a paranormal case here, these two causes are impossible, so it's definitely a ghost. Let's see what else we have. Of course, the most important and technically the most bone-chilling part, the child's scary crying sounds. Well, you don't just want sounds. How about the appearance of a hand out of nowhere? What's up? You don't like them young. Then there is also the voice of an adult coming out of nowhere.
Llevaban rato tocando y decidí grabarlo. Logré captarlo en cámara.
Me acabo de despertar, señor, escuchando como unos golpes que vienen de fuera. ¿Qué es lo que coño quieres de mí? Dime. Que me tienes harto. ¿Qué es lo que quieres de mí? Dilo ya. En la puerta, mira. ¿Qué es lo que coño? Yo, señor, que me acabo de quedar al lado. ¿Qué es lo que quieres de mí? Manifiéstate ya. Que te vea la gente. La puta hostia, tío.
Creo que se están escuchando otra vez sonidos de esta habitación. Te reprendo en el nombre de Jesús. Si hay algo... ¿Qué coño? Cago en la puta. ¿Qué cojones? No entiendo nada. Mira. ¿Qué cojones? ¿Qué coño? No sé si lo vieron. Acaban de tirar una pelota. ¿De dónde coño vino? ¿Qué cojones?
Qué miedo dio eso.
¿Qué coño era eso? ¿Qué coño era eso? ¿Qué era eso? ¡No me estoy jodiendo! Señores, escuchen esto. Está saliendo de la chimenea este sonido. Por la puta cara. Escuche. ¿Qué cojones? ¿Qué dices, tío? Joder. Hola.
Las 3 a.m. Esto te dejará traumado.
Chicos, estoy en el salón ahora mismo. Y como si me estoy escuchando sonidos desde esa habitación. La verdad que estoy cagado. Ya no sé ni qué hacer. ¿Hola? ¿Hay alguien ahí? Es que una cosa ahí se me está la luz ya. ¿Hola? ¿Hola? ¿Qué mierda? ¿Qué coño?
I wonder how long it took him to look behind that closet. He must have spent hours making sure the recording was over. But even if he forgot the recording, he would have trimmed that part. What are you talking about? The incredible and tragic events we have just witnessed. I'm totally convinced that if you stick around for the rest of this video, life's gonna get harder on you. And speaking of being sure, here's a tidbit you won't find anywhere else. The upcoming clip is probably one you've caught sight of before. It made the rounds on those super spooky ghost channels over on YouTube's top 5 list. Now what's with all the noise? Your guess is as good as mine. Could be the fridge having a moment. Go ahead, shut it then open it. Or was it the other way around? Oh, you were inquiring about the actual video. Alright then. So, a mom and her kiddo stroll back home one dark night, and a hair-raising chat unfolds between them as they step inside. It sent shivers down some elderly gent's spine. What was the talk about? And how old was that little tyke? The kid's age isn't on my radar, but he's definitely under 10. But what about their conversation? Brace yourself, it was about taking a shower. But hold up, let's not dive into the deep waters of our corrupted imaginations, especially since the kid's still at an age when it's perfectly normal for his mom to supervise his bath. Sure, but here's the kicker. Why do you think this video blew up like a balloon if it was just innocent? Are you hinting that things went dark? It took a sinister turn. Some dude was tailing them, waiting for the right moment to sneak into their house and offer his greetings and reveal some bone-chilling stuff to them. What went through your mind when I spilled the beans on the video's direction? Did you actually assume it was taking an adult turn? Come on, we're not browsing that corner of the internet, my child. We're firmly planted in the eerie realm of paranormal activity. I have always had issues with the nuns, even before that horror movie existed. I have looked at them and felt like, are they going to take off their clothes at some point and reveal their true selves? But that's not the only thing that turned me off about them. What else? Are you talking about these bodies? I'm not trying to be attracted to them, but these people seem suspicious. And today, I have just found one more reason to prove my point. Where did you find it? It was somewhere laying on the floor. It was the last one in the house, and all the stores were closed, so I had to use it even if it was dirty. What are we talking about? That one night stand I had with my dream girl, which never took place in reality. In all seriousness, let's talk about the nuns in the next video. Well, there is only one who we need to pay attention to, and she is called Mama, just like our moms, but this one is evil. Where does she come from though? I don't know, because I wasn't in a close relationship with her here, but she comes from a long line of nuns who have done some horrible activities towards kids in the past in a convent in Canada, near St. Boniface. Here are Jordy and Johnny, who dug deeper into the situation as they sat themselves down to investigate the house of Brenda, who had many different paranormal occurrences in her house involving the spirit of the nun who is called Mama, which, according to her, is somewhere involved with 5 children who could have possibly been living in Brenda's house a long time before she took over, and that they were terrified of this Mama. As things stand, both investigators were able to catch some AVPs and sounds, but what's more interesting is Jordy's breaking loose as they were conducting their rituals and sessions. He was touched by the nun, and he seemed to have lost his focus at some point. Mama even made 2 different appearances, and here I'm not talking about my mom. At the very end, Jordy was stunned when trying to communicate through the device with doors slamming shut.
Investigator?
Yeah, that's us.
What? Juan?
Juan? No.
Oh my god! I just saw something pass by the outside. Or it was inside, dude. It was like this. It was like a shadow. I wish I would have.
I heard crack behind me. Why should we get out?
Is that not
Why
weird?
is she dangerous? That's upstairs. Is it not?
Yeah, it is.
What's gonna happen?
I don't know, dude. I'm freaking out, though.
I feel like I'm kind of out of breath.
You want to take a break in here for a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to sit down.
That was
So I feel like I
really-
can't really relax though because of where we are right now.
Here, take a break, pause, let's grab our gear and run a test outside Mama's attic. What are you feeling?
I just felt like anxious. Just hitting like 10 minutes ago.
She's here.
Are you okay? Sometimes you sound different, Jordan. You're freaking me out a bit, actually. I feel like something right you. Okay. Jordan, look at me. You're freaking me out, actually. I looked at you, Jordan. Oh, are you okay?
Yeah? Yeah?
You're kind of freaking me out.
It's bedtime.
Huh?
I'm going to bed.
Why?
It's bedtime.
Why? What are you talking about, Jordan? What's going on with Jordan? Why is he being this way?
Everett.
Oh my God. That is the second name. Jordan. It said Everett, Jordan. The second name. Are you forgetting?
No, Anna was the first name.
Yes, and the second name? What the hell is wrong with you?
Not
that one.
Do not
that
remember.
one. I think this one is left on. Jesus. You didn't see that?
What was that? I heard a loud bang. I don't want to read it. She got me. Yeah, you can already see it. Look, right there.
You know, look. Right before that happened, it said children here.
Oh my God.
It said please get out and then children here. What is that?
I actually was not. Look, right there, you can see it. I was not actually expecting that to happen.
I'm sleeping in the master bedroom, and I just heard a loud noise in the bedroom directly next to mine. He's asleep, but I'm gonna see if I can figure out what's going on. Do you mind if I sleep in this room? If she's coming after you, I don't want you to be alone. So is it okay if I sleep in here? Because I'm gonna go to bed. Oh. Oh my God.
When I was setting up the thermal camera in the beginning of the third night, Mama was standing behind Jordan, just like she was standing around him the entire duration that we were upstairs, around the REM pods, while he was knocking on her door.
The introduction for this one seemed as if it wasn't going to come to an end, but that's always the case with these types of videos when you have a deep background story. Nonetheless, if I were Johnny, I would have to watch out for Jordy. His past with the possession seems to have still grown in him. Do you really want to know what's under the blanket? It's the scariest thing you can ever imagine. And that's what Bob had to say when asked, "How do you feel about your job?" Let me explain the video, not why Bob said what he said. So let's talk about the first clip, then we move on to the second one. While Jack was on his couch at night, chilling with his wife, she was crying with desperation. Jack was not paying attention to her. He only cared about what was in the kitchen. How disrespectful in these hard times. He should be more caring. But wait there just for a second before you start saying she deserves a better man like you, because you're no better. Plus, don't you want to know why she was crying? Well, since the house is haunted, very haunted in fact, she must be crying due to the scary activities she has to deal with. And that's what the media wants you to believe, because once Jack turned his camera a little to the left, it turned out the one who was crying was a lady from a movie he was watching. How virgin. Then he is completely alone in the darkness of his house, surrounded by the jinn. Don't overreact, but yes, he is. In the kitchen, the cabinets were opening and closing on their own. Now let's find out what could be happening under Jack's blanket. Oh boy, as he was telling us a story before bed, the ghost took the blanket off of him to reveal the dark, disgusting truth. What was it? Hairy legs, that was it. But in the last clip, well, the chair was just shoved from its place with full terror, just for the hype.
No creerás lo que pasó esta noche.
Son las 10 de la noche. Con 20 minutos y ya estaba durmiendo porque estos días tengo que madrugar
y acabo de escuchar que alguien me susurró fuerte al oído. Una voz horrible, entonces eso me despertó. Aparte de eso también estoy sintiendo pasos, estoy sintiendo ruido. Y bueno, yo espero que esta noche sea muy tranquila. ¿Qué fue eso? Dios mío, ¿qué fue eso? Me arrebataron la cobija. Ay, Dios mío. Me arrebataron la cobija. No sé si salir porque estoy asustado. Todavía se escuchan voces de la gente porque está muy temprano. Estoy temblando, estoy nervioso, súper nervioso. No paro de temblar. Les juro que estoy temblando, gente. Estoy temblando mucho. Ay, Dios mío, qué susto tan bravo.
Volví a mi casa y esto fue lo que pasó. Actividad paranormal en mi casa.
Me acuerdo de cada expresión en su cara.
Bueno, me encuentro viendo una película, ya casi van a ser las 10 de la noche.
Todo lo que pasó cuando estaba con él, si de verdad fue real. Yo los vi.
Escuché cosas allá en la cocina y mire, están todos estos cajones de arriba
Algo revuelta.
abiertos y pues
Cuando dos toneladas de metal se impactan contra Dios.
pensé que no iba a suceder nada hoy, pero
No importa, es la verdad. Peleamos esa semana, ¿lo olvidaste? Ustedes tuvieron un épico verano. Y eso jamás lo olvidaré.
vieja de algo allá en la cocina.
Sí, bueno, yo no lo olvidaré y solo era un espectáculo celosa. No puede ser. Es mi primer día de vuelta y ya estoy hecha un bodrio. Es cierto. Es la verdad.
Esos cajones se están moviendo solos.
Escuché lo que pasó, pues lo lamento mucho. Si fueras mi hija, te diría que lo usaras.
No need for anyone to play the smarty pants game here, got it? I'm aware of how some folks can be. All like, oh, he must have some secret hole in the wall to yank those cabinets out from inside. How ridiculous. He'd punch holes in his wall for a simple trick. When you want to bring a spiritual expert to an abandoned place in order for him to expel any demon who could be lurking around inside, you always feel safe due to the fact that these people seem to fear nothing. At least, as far as I know, I haven't seen a spiritual man on a 120-mile-per-hour speed run from his fate in a dark alley trying to escape some abandoned place. In the next video, we have an investigator who sent an invitation to one heck of a spiritual man. What kind of invitation? Is the investigator finally getting married? Finally, you say. Why? Have you been waiting for him to get married at some point? How do you even know who he is when I haven't said a single word about him yet? Let's call this man by his nickname, Saleh. Saleh brought this sheik in order to show him. Now it's getting dirty. To show him the dark reality of an abandoned house, which he calls the House of Chicks. Sorry, I meant that he called it the House of the Mannequins. But why is that? What is your IQ level? I would really love to know how smart you are. The house has many mannequins in it. Even though I said it was a house, as the investigation went on, it seemed as if the whole building was haunted. As I mentioned earlier, I always feel safe when these spiritual people are around in such spooky places, but this case was different. As I looked at this Sheikh Saleh he brought with him, I felt like he was going to crumble at any point if things got ugly, but he proved me wrong. He stood his ground with his feet. I also thought he was hovering. He wasn't affected by all the sounds of children or the heavy slamming of a door, or when his friend Saleh was pushed aggressively by some dark force, even when a shadow figure peeked from behind the door and the other stared at them on their way out before disappearing to the ground. The sheik kept it going with his prayers.
على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
لا إله إلا الله
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر
شيخ
بسم الله.
سمعت؟
في صوت تحت.
لا فوق. والله فوق.
صوت.
صح؟
صوت ايش؟ صوت باب ولا ايش؟
صوت باب.
صوت باب.
شو؟ سامع.
اطلع فوق.
اطلع.
وين البركة؟
فوق.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر
الله أكبر الله أكبر. شفتها؟ الله أكبر. شيخ هاي ما كانت امبارح. هاي ما كانت. ايش؟
كنا قربنا من هذا كنا قربنا
ايش؟
كل ما قربنا من السحر
الباب
كل ما صار اصوات.
سامع؟
بسلام بسلام وامان بسلام وامان بسلام وامان بسلام وامان بسلام وامان. الله اكبر الله اكبر الله اكبر بسلام وامان.
يا شيخ هاي ما كانت امبارح.
نجم الحق وزهق الباطل وقل جاء الحق وزهق الباطل وزهق الباطل وزهق الباطل وزهق الباطل وزهق الباطل وزهق الباطل الباطل كان زهوقا إن الباطل كان
شيخ في حدا في واحد في بني آدم.
إن الباطل كان زهوقا 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 وقل جاء الحق وزهق الباطل.
وقسما بالله قسما بالله يا رجل
وزهق الباطل
في حدا من راسه.
وزهق الباطل وزهق الباطل وزهق الباطل. إن الباطل كان زهوقا إن الباطل كان زهوقا إن الباطل كان زهوقا إن الباطل كان زهوقا. الله أكبر الله أكبر. وقل جاء الحق وزهق الباطل قل جاء الحق وزهق الباطل قل جاء الحق وزهق الباطل قل جاء الحق وزهق الباطل. زهق الباطل
في حد فشني.
زهق الباطل زهق الباطل زهق الباطل زهق الباطل زهق الباطل زهق الباطل. بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها وأخرجت الأرض أثقالها وقال الإنسان ما لها يومئذ تحدث أخبارها بأن ربك
الله والله شيخ
يومئذ يصدر الناس أشتاتا
شيخ
أشتاتا
والله
أشتاتا
وقسما بآيات الله
أشتاتا.
شفتوه يا ناس شفتوه صوروه وابعتوه للشيخ.
أشتاتا
شيخ دخل في الأرض.
I'm so amused by Saleh's reaction when he was pushed. It felt so unnatural to me. Now you might say, of course it was unnatural. A demonic force pushed him. But I meant his reaction. He sounded like a growling bear at the last second of his life. I can't recall exactly when, but there was this guy I featured in one of my videos. He was busy fooling around with a Ouija board, unaware of the paranormal frenzy brewing right behind him. If my memory serves me right, I had wished back then for a heap of money somewhere down the line, and also for the opportunity to learn more about that dude. So, which one of those dreams came true? As the old-timer once wisely put it, something's better than nothing. Well, not always, but you catch my drift. That video marked just the tip of the eerie iceberg that Elias would be navigating. As of today, it's apparent that Elias has taken quite the deep dive into the realm of demons, so much so that he's gone and gotten himself possessed. Cue the ominous music, as the upcoming clips will reveal. While he sat paralyzed with fear in his bedroom, a sudden episode of shaking and grotesque noises overtook him, like he was wrestling with a stubborn piece of popcorn lodged in his throat. But did the popcorn have a hand in this? Nope, it was the handiwork of a demonic force. Now what sort of supernatural disasters was Elias grappling with? The planchette on the Ouija board decided to throw a solo dance party. The whole board got a dramatic floor introduction. Not once but multiple times. And his beloved energy drink, well, let's just say it decided to do a disappearing act in midair. But hold on, let's hop in the time machine and rewind a bit before these events took center stage. You mean before the dinosaurs went extinct? Nope, not that far back. But during one of Elias's jaunts into the dark arts, the statue he had decided to move, well, it moved on its own. Yeah, so what went down back then? I just told you already.
Te lo ordeno en el nombre de Dios. Se cayó, amigos. No tenía por qué haberse caído. Regresa de donde te saliste. Maldito espíritu, déjame en paz.
Pero amigos, yo me voy a salir.
Pues de verdad se lo agradecería mucho, ya que no sé qué hacer con ella, ¿sí? Regalarla creo que no funciona, así que tampoco quiero quemarla porque, como les digo, no sé si...
Nunca se haya movido, Dios mío. ¿Dónde está? Dios santo. Padre Señor. Nunca se haya movido sola. Dios. Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Reina. Hágase tu voluntad. Te juro que yo vi algo ahí, amigos. Como una sombra. ¿Qué fue esto? ¿Qué pasó?
De acomodarlo ahí mejor, sí. Como les digo, no es por adorarlo o algo así, sino simplemente para tenerlo, ya que ahí pues no se veía muy bien, ¿verdad? No, no puede ser, otra vez. ¿Vieron eso, amigos? A esto me refería. ¿Vieron? Esto es lo que yo me refiero, a lo que les he estado comentando ahorita precisamente. Inocentes a todo este tipo de cosas, no creo que tampoco quiero dañarlos o algo así, ¿me entiendes? Puta madre. Perdón, amigos, por el vocabulario.
Antiguo espíritu que habita en el abismo. Sombra. Yo te libero con las llaves del cielo que se le dieron a que tú vengas aquí. Que estás presente. En el nombre de Lucifer, no puedas hacer ningún daño. Ni podrás salir de ahí por el sello conjurado que está en tu espacio. Te ordeno que te retires. Espíritu, retírate.
I can't muster up sympathy for a fellow who straight up heads over to his ex's place, hat in hand, begging for forgiveness. Same goes for that other guy, although in his case, he didn't swing by his ex's doorstep. He did something even more questionable. He went door to door in the demon neighborhood, basically sending out invites for them to come on over and wreak havoc. It's safe to say he was just inviting trouble with open arms. It must have been a long time since we last talked about signs and signals, but that's due to the fact that they haven't been uploading for a long time, and it's for a reason, as I stumbled upon their most recent post, and it seems as if one of them is going through some really difficult times lately, so hopefully they get it together again and jump back on the train. What train? The train that will take us to their investigation in the next video, which took place at a house I'm very familiar with. Did you used to live there? No one has ever lived there, if I'm not mistaken. How come I would have been there at some point? This house was investigated by them 3 times. 2 of them I have already featured, and this is the 3rd. So, in that case, what could possibly have happened that led them to run away to the nearest place they could reach? Well, the furthest exists is the same as the nearest, and both are very easy to reach, so there is no need to feel worried here. But before, as they were conducting a budget-friendly communication session, they got some answers, some bums, and some knocks, answering their most pressing questions, just like in ChatGPT. But at the end, as the banging sounds got intense, something was sent flying on the floor, which sent both Dill and his friend flying out of the situation using the front door. I also thought they were going to jump from the window.
God, dude, come on, bro. Come here. Come here. Jesus.
That's it.
Maybe it was that phone. I don't know. Get the hell out of here, bro. Dude, that was not like that. A minute ago, bro. That is dang. If you're here and you want to communicate, you can knock once for yes and 2 for no. Can you knock once to let me know that you understand?
No, dude.
Was that you?
I think it did it again.
God, dude, it stinks.
Dude, it's so bad. I don't want to be back in here.
Dude. Can you see us? What is that? Were you here before this house was built? Is that stink like getting more like in here, bro? Are you an inhuman spirit? Bro. Nah, dude.
No.
That's the reason why it was 3 knocks, bro. I mean, if this thing ain't trying to talk no more, I mean, it's like it don't want nothing to do with us now.
Let's respond. Dale, someone's here. Is there someone knocking on the door?
Dude.
No, that's in the back. That's in the back still.
Dude.
It's in the back still.
It stinks in here all the way in here now.
Oh my God.
Bro. God, man. David, I'm done with this. Dude, I think we just need to go, man. We just need to go.
Oh, Go.
Hell. They say this house is never going to get sold due to its haunting. But as things stand, the house could be haunted, but not by a ghost but by a homeless dude who is trying to act cool and dark. One shot in the air, and he will no longer exist in the area. When you step into an abandoned school, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Yeah, we're starting off the introduction with this silly question, but let's be real, you'd probably expect creaky floors and worn-out walls, right? Maybe some busted chairs, or who knows, perhaps a self-proclaimed genius lurking around, just waiting for their dramatic entrance, as if they'd predicted that someday an explorer would show up to snoop around. But what's that person been doing in there, all by their lonesome in the shadows, practicing yoga? And who says it's pitch dark in there 24/7? The sun must shine on their hideout too, right? Now for the scoop on what our solo shadow dweller's up to, we turn to our paranormal expert, Chris. He's actually been through this old school before, and guess what? I've already put that video up on my channel. They call it the Robert Fulton School, by the way. So, at the start of this ghost hunt, everything seemed as calm as a cup of tea, until suddenly the bell rang and I opened the door to find not a phantom, but my takeout order along with a little note saying, "I can't adult today." Clearly, my delivery guy was having a rough one. But back to the eerie exploration, all was tranquil until a sound burst out of thin air, and Chris played detective to track down the noise's source. He stumbled upon an old music box, and as he got closer, here comes another mysterious noise. So it's a game of is it a ghost or just a grumpy neighbor? After some serious sleuthing, he cracked the case. His lost car keys. Nah, I meant he found the noise's source. There was this guy hiding in a dusty room who suddenly let out a rage-filled scream. Turns out, Chris had been on his tail since the get-go.
I'm gonna check this whole first floor first before I go up. The amount of decay, though, God. This is crazy. What's that? That noise. Look at this. This will make a good thumbnail. Somebody's in there. Somebody put this in front of the door. Keep out. I bet somebody lives in here. Somebody's in there. Oh, I'm out. That scared the fuck out of me. I'm out of here. Wow.
Is that where introverts wind up after a lifetime of avoiding social situations? Is this the grand finale for those who preferred solitude? Quite the gloomy fate, and the idea that you are being watched by some shadowy figure all along is genuinely spine-chilling. I have stumbled over this next one so many times in recent months that I have lost count, because I don't really know how to count. But why have I been so ignorant of it? Why haven't I featured it? Why so cold? Where is my sympathy for great clips that send shivers down your spine? Are you going to ask me more questions or not? It's getting dramatic in here. I have just kept saying to myself, I will include it in the list later, and kept going with that postponement until I thought that day would never come. But eventually, here it is. So it was finally able to come, isn't that true? I'm not so sure about what you're heading into here, but let's say yes, it's here now. It's a live stream from none other than the one dude who goes by the name J-Rob. As if we should know who that is, I can barely remember my father's name, and I see him on a daily basis. Jay is a live streamer, and during one of his streams, as he and his friends were having a pointless conversation, some shadow figure just walked by from behind his friend Chris, and he felt its significance, and now Jay is a man with one video to be remembered.
Obviously, Julius Randle is probably going to be like a question mark going into the offseason.
I agree with everything about the Jalen Brunson and therefore, but about the upgrading part, nah, man. Some people gotta go, and we gotta bring some people in. I understand what you're saying though. The Nets is kind of a different thing. They blew everything up to bring in some superstars, but y'all already got RJ Brunson. Y'all got Josh Hart. I think y'all need to build off of those two people and a couple of more pieces. I do like RJ Barrett, but I don't know. It might be time for him to go as well. You never really know. So I say you just build off of those people. Was that a ghost?
I just personally... Oh, yo, Junebug, chill out.
Yo, that wasn't even a person.
Junebug, chill out. I ain't got time for this.
Yo, did we catch a ghost on stream?
Bro, stop.
No, stop it. Stop
Junebug,
it.
chill out. I'm alone.
Hey, I didn't see it. I didn't see anything, man. I was looking at it.
I will turn on the lights. Stop playing, bro.
I'm looking at it right now.
I'm going to go look at it right now because this is what? Bro.
What, Junebug? What happened?
That was not a person, bro.
Bro, chill out. What are y'all talking about? J-Rob, stop playing.
Hey, y'all chill out, man. Hold up, man. I ain't with this.
Bro, go watch it for yourself.
Run it back. Somebody run back the clip.
Somebody
clip that.
Run it back at 5 minutes.
I don't know what y'all
talking about. Run it back at 5 minutes.
No, I'm going to put the lights on. But
yeah, do that.
No.
Honestly, this is one of the very few videos I have seen where the shadow figure seems to actually act like an actual jinn. And I'm not saying that it's 100% real, but it does raise the stakes in its credibility just because I said it seems more legit than others. The next video takes us to an abandoned house in the middle of nowhere. Sounds familiar? We have a group of very untalented actors. I mean, very talented investigators. One of them is Superman. Wait up just there. We can stand all the nonsensical things we have seen so far in this video, but now it has gone too far. How come Superman is in the next video? Is it like one of them was wearing his costume? I wish he would have done that, but unfortunately, he didn't go that far. He kept it budget-friendly by just wearing the shirt with the Superman symbol printed on it. Why are we talking about someone's shirt when we should be talking about some of the stuff that should make us run cold and freeze in fear? If that's the case, are you sure you're in the right video? It seems like you're looking for some drugs, not a scary video. Nonetheless, Super was giving his friend some guidance before they kicked off this festival of paranormal activities, before they heard a sound coming from inside that house. It's actually more like a room than a house. It doesn't even have my favorite place in it. There is no bathroom. As they got closer to the room, the windows slammed in a moment of fear in everyone's face, except mine, as I was already half asleep at that point. Then, as they got inside, the video seemed as if it had been in loop for quite a while, and I promise you that I tried to keep it as fast-paced as possible, but the scene was almost the same every time. Something drops from the ceiling as Super Dude is talking to his friend, and then the cameraman takes a sneak peek outside to check if someone is outside. The only two key moments for me were when that Justice League fellow was dragged from the window, and when he was in pain. The ghost most likely used some kryptonite on him, and the other moment was at the end, when they captured a figure crouching inside the room.
चांद भाई के कानों से जो है वो ब्लड आना शुरू हो गया था आपके छह विंडो ये देखिए 22 है। अच्छा, अक्सर शहरी भाई दोस्त कह रहे होते हैं कि आप यार फिर उसी लोकेशन पर आ गए हो। हम पहली बार जब इस लोकेशन पर आए थे तब हमारे साथ कुछ और हुआ, फिर दोबारा जब यार ये कहाँ से उड़ी यार? इस खिड़की से बाहर से आई बाहर से। मुझे यहाँ से छोटा सा मिट्टी का एक बर्तन था, पंजाबी में ये जी ऊपर से कहीं से आ रही नजर। ऊपर से कहाँ से आएगी? कोई खला भी नहीं है, कोई रोशनदान भी ऐसा ऊपर नहीं है कि जहाँ से जो है ये अल्लाहु अकबर अस्तगफिरुल्लाह। यहाँ पर कोई बाद में भी जैसे कोई आया हो दोबारा, ऐसा ही लग रहा है जिसने यहाँ पे दोबारा यार ठीक है यार। यार ये आप सर के पास से आई, आपको नहीं नजर आई? अल्लाहु अकबर। असद भाई ये ईंट आई है, वो तो देखें, वो अंदर को चली गई है। टायर्स इतनी जोरदार जो है वो ऊपर आके लगी है, वो देखें। ख्याल से अभी आप भी चाहिए तो कंफर्म है ना कि अभी कांच की कोई चीज आई है और ये दीवार में छत पे लगी है, उसके बाद फिर टूटे हैं यार ये पीसेस जो हैं, आंखों में नहीं गए, शुक्र है। कांच कौन से आ रहे हैं? ओए बैठी क्या हुए? अंदर हाँ अंदर बैठी कोई चीज। किधर? सामने सामने। कोई भी? इधर तो कोई भी नहीं है भाई यार। सामने कहाँ? किधर यार? शदीद गंदी बदबू है। बाहर आ जाओ यार, बाहर आ जाओ भाई, बाहर आ जाओ।
I have some questions here. How come we didn't see that figure before the replay? I understand it was replayed from the other camera, but if I'm not mistaken, that was the only part where we saw the investigation from the other perspective. I have more questions, but I have no time to ask them all. I have a very famous quote that says, "I don't touch it when there are others who can get the job done for me." Wait, that's not what I actually intended to say. I always tell my children to stay away from those who try to convince people that ghosts don't exist, because they may have lived long enough, but you can't trust someone who doesn't trust his own eyes. These people may go through the paranormal experience by themselves, and they will still try to find an excuse to debunk it. Are you going to also contradict yourself? Now let's talk about the two dudes in the next documentary who kept their identities secret on purpose. They went to a place said to be haunted somewhere on a mountain in Japan, where an incident took place involving someone who lost his life there. These two have a mission, and it's to prove to others that the world of ghosts doesn't exist. But by accident, they actually found more proof that we are living in a world of jinns and demons all around us, but they didn't realize it in the moment. They captured the face of a ghost staring at them between the trees, a ghost chilling on the bench. They also found a ripped hand toy. It moved on its own. But if that wasn't scary enough for you, then go screw yourself. I'm so sorry. What I meant to say was, if that wasn't scary enough for you, then hear this next part, because it will definitely send shivers down your spine. It's 6 inches. As they were recording, the camera had some glitches, showing some images of a hospital. One of the two investigators has passed away after making this documentary inside that same hospital.
結構人いっぱいいます。何人ぐらいいます？もう5、6人ぐらいですね。でも奥が一番強くて、冷気が。ちょっと行ってみましょう。この方から結構上見えます？上に男の子と女の子の2人組の霊が見えます。大丈夫ですか？もう僕がいるから大丈夫ですね。私こう見えても霊能力結構強いんですよ。霊能力者としては。そこにいます。ここにいます。どこですか？ここにいます。見えませんか？木じゃないですか？見えませんか？私今から払いますよ。大丈夫ですか？お願いします。まだいるな。大丈夫です。大丈夫か？払いました。ありがとうございます。この場所はもう大丈夫です。次に行きましょうか。わかりました。あっちにもいます。あっちにもいます。見えます。すごい感じます。映ってないですか？見えないです。じゃあ私ちょっと掴んでみますね。見えないですかね？見えないです。男の人の手ですね。ちょっと危険なので成仏しましょう。大丈夫です。もう幽霊は映りましたね。男の人の幽霊でした。もう大丈夫でしょう。これで幽霊はいるってみんな信じてくれると思います。 く可能性が結構あります。マジっすか。じゃあ、呪われてるかもしれませんけど、幽霊は存在するということで、終わりにしたいと思います。じゃあ、さようなら。
Why is there a trend of people passing away after making videos on today's list? This video might give you chills, but it's not far from being heartrending. If I had one more clip where the camera person passed away, you might just shed a tear. We are all familiar with what's called the Conjuring House. The Conjuring House in Harrisville, Rhode Island, is famous for alleged hauntings experienced by the Perron family in the 1970s. The Warrens, paranormal investigators, documented intense paranormal activity, inspiring the Conjuring movies. Controversy surrounds the claims, but the house remains a key part of paranormal history. And after this short introduction to one of the creepiest places out there, you're now definitely curious to know what's next and who's going to be investigating this place this time around. In fact, you are so hyped, you forgot what we were talking about already. So folks, put your hands down and stop the process. And ladies, put these toys away, because it's about to get really scary in here. As for me at least, because I heard the lesser screaming outside the door that he would call the police if I didn't answer the door and leave his property immediately. That was an hour ago, and now I'm hearing police cars outside. So, we have the Twin Paranormal team, which will be digging deep into this situation. You mean they are going to deal with the house owner? What house are you talking about? I meant the Conjuring House. But to keep things simple and easy on you, not much happened in terms of these spicy activities that you would usually dig up for, like objects flying from their place and such. Instead, it was more like a long session of communication, and unlike other sessions similar to it, this one had better connections, as this spirit seemed to have been able to pick these guys apart, from harassing them to even describing some interesting details about them, like their hair color, which they didn't know was black and blue. There were a lot of sounds, from knocking and banging to running. At the end, one of the Ryan and River twins lost it during a sensory deprivation session when he felt like something was messing with him.
We are calling out to the entity that used to torment the families in this home. Right now we're in the reading room. It used to be a bedroom. If you can see us. That was super loud. Come approach us, please. We have these devices all around the house right now. A couple of them are upstairs in the bedroom. If that's where you'd like us to go, we'll make our way over there. I'm gonna go ahead and run what we usually do, and then I'm also gonna run this other one.
You didn't hear that? What? I swear I heard a lady say, "Who?"
What the f? As soon as I turned it on, it said investigate.
Oh.
Use your words. Give us a sign, please. Now. That's what I said when the device was going off upstairs. That's exactly what I said.
Dude!
What?
Said Ed. Ed, like the Warrens.
Warren? Ed Warren? No. That's how you spell it.
Whoa.
Ed. Investigate now, Ed Warren.
Whoa, hold on.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
Dude, look at my arms, bro.
That's trippy.
That is crazy. Can somebody give us a sign that they're upstairs? We heard you. We heard a knock. That is right upstairs, man.
What?
Can you give us a name?
Emma.
What the f? Right away gives us a name? That is really weird. Who's Emma? Can you maybe explain who you are?
Smith.
Emma Smith? What happened here?
Stay.
Stay. Are you the dark spirit that everyone talks about? Correct. Correct! Whoa! Give us a sign if you want us to go upstairs. We need energy.
All of the devices that we brought, you can take the energy from those. And if you want, we'll allow you to use our energy as well. You can have permission to do that.
So is that you then? Bathsheba? How? Oh! Yo! Somebody was just walking right. How do you feel about them calling you a witch?
Was it true?
We're not trying to make assumptions here either. That's why we're asking. Dude, yeah, they're starting to ramp up like crazy. Oh?
Yes, it's me.
Whoa! No way. The number 8. What is that?
The term knock on wood comes from people.
What the f? We've never had a device say something like that. That just said.
Yes, I did.
Oh, dude! What the f? Hold on. Who just got called that? I don't know. This is weird, man. They like. Guys, did anybody just make a noise? No.
Yeah,
please,
what was that?
Listen. You guys heard the. Yeah. No, you didn't make any noise? Don't with me. This is weird, man. They like. Guys, Now, we're not trying to upset you in any way. We just flew hours to get here, just to meet you.
That was 3 bangs.
3.
Again, one of the oldest kids wrote a book, right? Like I was talking about earlier with the knocking. It was always 3.
The number 3. Yeah. But 3 knocks is the knock, the Trinity, right?
Mm-hmm.
The number 3, 3 6s.
That is weird.
Secret.
Why won't you leave?
Yeah. What was that creaking? It's like the door. 1, 2, 3.
Who's the one knocking?
Try to speak. Bang! Bang! That's what we heard. What was that? If you're telling us that there's a demon down in the basement.
Guys? Is someone shaking the floor? No.
Do you feel that?
I do.
If you're saying that there's a demon down in the basement, then what's up here? What are you?
Were you really such a bad person and a witch like everybody thought? And why won't you leave?
What the
To me, it almost sounds like they're saying Bathsheba over and over and over again. Bathsheba, Bathsheba. That's weird. That's a little freaky. They said something. They answered when I asked, "What do you want with Wyatt?" But it was like it seemed like it was just one word. Mm-hmm. It's hard to figure out why you're here, though. Somebody told us that. Whoa! What the was that?
That sounds like a wall.
Are you near that device?
Sit.
Sit! Whoa. Everybody sit down. Okay, we're sitting. Choose. Leave this place, bro. What the f is going on?
What's gonna happen if we don't leave?
Voice. Using him for his voice. Hello? Yes. Can you hear us? Did somebody touch the couch? No. Are you serious? Please don't lie.
No, we didn't touch the couch.
It moved. The couch moved. Are you serious?
We didn't touch it.
100%?
We didn't touch it.
The couch moved.
You okay?
I'm scared if you didn't touch the couch.
Yeah, we've been standing right here this whole time.
That's crazy. I just asked if someone was around you because I'm getting a high reading on you. And I said, are you touching Ryan using your voice through him or whatever? This device says voice after it said leave this place. But it answered the question that I just asked him. That's crazy. I swear to God. Do you promise you didn't touch the couch? It just said blue hair, bro. It just said blue hair, bro. It just said blue hair.
It said dark hair, blue hair. Your hair is blue and black.
Holy f***. Something's going on, bro. Show yourself.
I don't regularly show twin paranormal stuff due to the fact that I'm not the biggest fan of communication sessions, as I always lean more towards the more intense actions, but these guys are possibly some of the best out there when it comes to credibility. This next video is one of those rare finds that's actually given me the creeps recently. It's been quite a while since I last watched something scary and got goosebumps running up my spine. Although in my case, it turned out I had the AC on and set to a chilly 16 degrees, so I was freezing more than I should have been. And honestly, I was a tad spooked. Why I had goosebumps before even hitting play. Thankfully, it was just the AC doing. Cues if it was the video, I might have turned into a humanized sculpture. Was it truly that spine-chilling? Well, not quite statue levels of freezing, but for me, yeah, it was pretty darn eerie. Now, to fulfill your curiosity, let me try and break it down, although I can't promise perfection. But why, you ask? Trust me, you won't have a clue when this video starts or where it even ends. All I've got is that some person named Sophia is linked to the guy featured in the video. That's the extent of info I could scrape up from the uploader. The clip revolves around this dude investigating a place that's basically a horror movie character and demon-themed nightmare. The place looks like it's got a serious curse hanging over it, and the cherry on top. Someone or something in there seemed to be mimicking sounds, almost like it was summoning this poor guy.
Pues vamos a comenzar con el recorrido. Bueno, no les voy a mentir si estoy un poco asustado, pero es normal. ¿Hay alguien? ¿Hay alguien? Voy a hablar de que estos muñecos movían los ojos o algo así, pero que estos muñecos se movían. Casi da miedo.
Sofía.
¿Hay alguien? No, allá no entro yo. Ahí sí me da mucho miedo. No mames. No mames, la muñeca. No mames. No mames.
I've got no clue how this guy wound up in this mess, but it's almost like watching someone's personal nightmare play out right on the screen. Seriously, what are even some of these statues? It's like a blast from a nightmare I had not too long ago. I know how it feels to leave a place all of a sudden after you have been in it for quite some time. The great time you have had there, the friends you got to know, all the female colleagues you have slept with secretly. I know that feeling because of the movies I watched. I have never experienced that myself. So why did I bring that up? 'Cause I care about you, and I don't want you to break in tears when you know the truth. Here is the truth, little Tim. Your mother, she told me something unbelievably scary the other night, and she had to tell me that at night because she was too busy at day, so she was only available at night. Anyways, after we were done in bed, we were playing chess on bed. In case you were concerned, she said to me, "I have never had a better time before. Thank you for playing chess with me." And she also told me she had 2 other kids who once decided to go on an investigation to explore an abandoned company. These 2 were very brave, and while they were investigating, they encountered a man who seemed to be a previous employee of the company. That man was sitting in a chair when they told him the company would be closed soon. He was so shocked that he sat on the chair without moving a bone till he passed away, and his body stayed there till it disintegrated to ashes. And these 2 investigators just caught his shadow spirit. Also, it seems like on the last day, and while the employees were packing their stuff, one of them was taking a break and ate some fries with ketchup. When he went to wash his hands, there was no water. They had to cut the water since the company is closing, so he ended up cleaning them on the shower's door. He just ate too much ketchup.
What?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Holy shit. It's me.
Wait. What the?
Let's go.
I get it, the tale your mom spun sounded almost too good to be true at first. But this video, it's like a confirmation of the story. You just need to dig a bit deeper and you'll see why your piggy bank isn't getting any heavier these days. Your lady is running a heist on you. I always say, never intervene in an action that will eventually end up screwing you. No matter how much the temptation seems to seduce you, always try to resist. Bro, what is that even all about? I thought we were in a moment of truth to share our deep feelings. Sorry, my bad. I should have kept my advice to myself. But what I shouldn't keep to myself is my money and the next video, which takes us on a journey with our group of French people who are heading into this very old rusty, abandoned swimming pool all by themselves. All by themselves, you say? They are 4 already. Should they bring an army with them to make things more even and fair to the homeless dude, who would never bother them if they weren't trying to invade his privacy? Anyhow, they had to use a drill in order to go through, as there was a wooden board locking the entrance. It sounds as if things are getting intensely scary here. Yeah, but don't get too excited, or else you will be more disappointed at the end. Why is that though? Because what they found at the end was definitely something to watch out for. Something really frightening if you were playing the video at 5 times speed. But at regular speed, it looked just like some homeless teenager.
Non, attends. Faut que j'éteigne la lampe, non?
D'accord.
Sinon, on fait la vite.
Non.
On va sur celle-là.
Il y a de la batterie.
Oh, mais tu devrais couper tout.
Lumière à l'intérieur?
Oui.
Mais c'est bon, là, on peut rentrer.
Non, parce que si on court tous en tronc, on va
Oui, voilà. Essaye de...
Arrache-la.
Lâche-toi.
C'est bon?
Oui.
Mais moi Bon, bah je crois que c'est bon.
C'est bon là.
Quelqu'un prend la perceuse.
Ah, c'est moi la lumière alors.
C'est fort la lampe?
Oui, ça fait fort, ça fait une voix de film.
C'est vers où? Elle est où l'alarme en fait?
L'alarme, elle est vers là-bas.
De la moitié du bassin.
Là?
Non, là, tu vois, elle est où la petite?
Le petit quoi?
En fait, elle est à la moitié.
Ah, le petit truc rouge là?
Elle est là.
Et ici aussi du coup?
Je sais pas.
Et il y a une voiture là. Ah non, c'est la lumière qui est reflétée.
Mais est-ce que si on coupe tout...
Non mais attends.
Ça s'allume plus.
Mais non, il n'y a plus de batterie.
Ah mais c'est normal, c'est la vieille batterie.
Mais oui. Attends. Non, attends. Viens. Donne la lampe.
Non, c'est pas vrai, j'y suis déjà allée.
Quoi?
Mais viens. Là, ça sonne ou pas? T'es sûr? Oh putain!
Imagine being kicked out of your parents' home that day and then having no clothes as some homeless guy fought you earlier and ripped your shirt to shreds. You haven't eaten anything all day long, and then, at the end of the day, you find yourself a creep to some group who intervened and interrupted your last moments before you go to sleep. We have talked about the Lamb House so many times before, and we will keep going with this trend until one of 2 things happens. Either I go out of existence or can't stop uploading anything about this place. And now let's get to some of the things he documented but never shared before. Wait, just there. How did you access these files then? Didn't I tell you I work for some secret organization? I'm a secret agent myself. How secretive? I just revealed my identity. In all seriousness, these files were said to never have seen the light of day before, as Kent didn't want to share them before, but after he gathered all the courage in the world, here they are. It all focuses on one person, and one person only. She is called Debbie, and she seems to have been somehow involved in the Lamb House story, as she might have lost her life in there. And as things stand, Kent has had a rough nightmare in which she was involved. The nightmare was a replica of one he had back in 1978, when he was very young, at another house, where he also had many terrifying experiences. In the nightmare, Debbie was on the floor, face flat out, holding her breath, which means she had already passed away, and an entity grabbed Kent and threw him into the basement, where he had to see more spine-chilling scenes. The next day, as he was conducting a communications session, it all came together based on what these EVPs had to say, and the image became clearer.
Who's down here?
Whoa. That was frickin' right next to me. I'm still hearing things. Hello? What the hell is that noise? In 2018, I had a nightmare in the Lamb House that left me baffled over these encounters. It's been 40 years since the nightmare at the group home, the old mansion where the entity sleeps in the attic. Once again, I have this nightmare. Every detail on this nightmare from 1978 never left my memory. Every detail is exactly the same in the reoccurring nightmare. I'm in the mansion trying to find a way out. Once again, I see skeletons on the floor in different rooms. I come across the female on the floor with matted in her hair, but this time I know it's Debbie Hibbard. While standing over Debbie weeping, I can hear many voices coming from under the floor, pleading for help. I hear a deep gargling voice coming from behind me say, "I've always been here for you." I turn around and look. It's the evil entity who poses as an old woman. The entity quickly grabs me with a force I could not break loose from. It takes me to a door in the same room where Debbie lies dead. It opens the door. This is a basement where the voices crying for help come from. The entity throws me in the basement. Another entity grabs me and ties me down on a cold metal gurney. I'm in the same dark room, on the same gurney that was in the nightmares when I first went to the group home. I look over to the other dark room. The female is on the gurney as well. The man walks into the room, pulls out a large scalpel, and cuts the female from her neck down to her navel. But now I know this is a pathologist performing an autopsy on a living woman. Throughout the autopsy, the woman was screaming for help. The evil entity posing as an old woman comes up to me and tells me, "I'm next." She pushes me on the gurney into the same room with the female. I quickly wake up. I'm in my bedroom in the Lamb House. This nightmare was so vivid, every detail seemed so real. When I woke up, I was confused. I wasn't sure if this really happened or it was a dream. The next night, I do a paranormal investigation in the house. Are you talking to these lost souls? Are you talking to the souls of those that passed away? What? What'd you say? This nightmare has supernatural connections to encounters in 1978 at the group home and encounters in the Lamb House. I just heard your voice say my name. Who are you? Your voice sounds familiar. Your voice sounds familiar. Debbie, I hope you let go. I hope you go on into peace. You need to let go. Debbie?
Kent has had a rough history involving the paranormal and other real-life events that will leave anyone baffled at how dark his life has been when it comes to such events, so it's no-brainer that he is able to stand in the Lamb House with all of its truly scary encounters. I wasn't so sure of what I was looking at for the next one, as it seemed like it was a scene that could be confirmed later on if I kept the video rolling, but luckily the video was, as advertised, paranormal related. But why did I jump to such conclusions earlier on? What happened there? Don't worry, maybe I was just thinking about some other content while watching, and both of these dudes sleeping in the same bed gave me some illusions. Sleeping in the same bed, two dudes. That could really go both ways. At the beginning, I kept waiting for something to happen. I got so desperate that I even allowed my mind to think that if the forbidden takes place, I will keep watching just to get to a paranormal moment, and then it happened. Did you finally figure out what's 9 by 10? Yes, plus the fact that the chair finally rotated as expected. Then, it seemed as if there was something pulling the bed cover, but it wasn't so clear. The intensity increased when the boy was woken up all of a sudden by some invisible entity, which took him to the kitchen to have a small conversation with him. The other guy is either his father or his older brother. I just wish he wasn't his friend. Because he is too old, it makes things suspicious. But I didn't like the ending that much. The boy stood there confused, as if he didn't know what his next move should be. But he was asleep. Was he actually? You might think I'm exaggerating when I say this dude has a shadowy sidekick like a jinn as his personal buddy, but how is that even possible? Well, let's backtrack to the beginning of this story, the main plot, and how this man ended up in such a fix. Ever since Jimmy's cat passed away, he found himself enjoying video manipulation so much that he got so skilled at it that his house became a haunt hub. But where are the connections here? How can someone's passion for video editing land him in such a pickle? Beats me. Maybe it's just a coincidence. It's a good thing I'm not dealing with the same scary issue as him because my main gig includes 3D visual effects and stuff. So, was Jimmy's fixation the cause behind his house's haunting ordeal? Nah, I just made that up. His cat passed away, and he found himself dealing with shadow figures and various spooky shenanigans, like lights flickering, basement doors waltzing open and shut, a weird chair doing a solo swing routine, and a little ball deciding to roll out of the blue. But let's not get to the most bone-chilling absurdities yet. Imagine this: as Jimmy worked on his laptop, he turned around only to see a shadow figure making a beeline for the bathroom. And when he charged at it, the battery claimed it was fully charged. I mean, when he reached where he'd seen the thing, the shadow figure somehow turned pitch black in the bathroom. If that's not enough, then wait till you see the jinn figure hanging out alone on the sofa chair at night.
Yeah. Go lie down. It's okay. Lie down. Stay. Been doing this all morning and I don't have time for this today. Stop. Hey buddy, I got too much going on. You gotta cut it out. Oh shit. Okay. I'm just gonna set it up with paper towels and we'll just let the phone roll. I asked you if you gotta go or you gotta go downstairs or something. Wherever you're gonna go, you gotta go. Calm down. He's okay. Please, not today. Just, holy cow. Oh my God. Little buddy. You guys are hearing that, right? Hello? Ever since our cat passed away, things have kind of been picking up. I'm not going back there. Hello? Damn it. Who are you? Get the hell out of here. Jeez. Dude. Stop. Oh, dude. So, I don't know if you're going to see what I'm seeing, but this is on repeat. This happens over and over, and then the knocking happens. The knocking. There it is, and it just goes and goes until you tell it to stop. Can you stop, please? I mean, it's just right there. That's new. Okay. Whatever you are, you gotta go. And that's... Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Goodbye. Yes? Hello? What is that? Who are you? I'm not gonna hurt you. Leave my lights alone.
I think you're starting to see where the video editing obsession fits in. But if you've truly got it figured out by now, drop a comment below, because I'm still in the dark about why he got so fixated. I have not seen a video more normal than the next one. Yes, it goes under the paranormal videos category, but that's the breaking point. It's so bland, you don't really feel spooked. I don't really know what it is, but the activities really don't seem to play their part in messing up my mind and sending feces down my pants. You are not getting us excited here. Where is all the energy that runs cold down to the core? And who told you I was a hype train or some drug to get you energized? I just spill the beans, which means I just say what to expect. The video takes us to a random abandoned haunted house where our Korean fella has to see what's the deal breaker here, and he found it. Did he actually? Yeah, I guess it all started when he first laid an eye on that ruler. Yes, there were some faint sounds earlier, but he only fell in love. I mean, he only got chills when the ruler fell off the shelf. Then a light bulb repeated the same activity. You thought the repetition was done there. We are living in a loop, my child. A screwdriver has done the exact same thing and moved all on its own. Not once, but twice.
계세요. 빨간 빛. 빨간. 누구야? 뭐야?
I wonder how that screwdriver shifted from its place after it had already moved in front of him the first time. Because when the so-called paranormal activity took place, that screwdriver moved further away from where it was before the second time it moved. I always say that when you have good relationships with others, your life can become much easier, but it will even get easier if you just lack those abilities and try to avoid any communication due to that fact. Such a contradiction. That's why the next guy sets an example of how to make peace with anyone. Even if it's a demon living rent-free in your house, you can always make friends with others, no matter who they are, as long as you find an opening through which you can connect with them. As for the next guy, right from the start, you can see how he was able to understand what the ghost felt when he asked him some questions, and the other answered him by knocking. But life isn't so colorful after all, and I'm not talking about certain kinds of colors here. We are not going to talk about them. As at night, things broke loose in this guy's house. He went to the living room only to find it messed up, and he kept going as that ghost was having a rough night, throwing stuff all over the place, from pictures to toilet paper in the restroom. While in the bedroom, it messed up the lamp before tying it down with the mirror too.
The reflection of the washing powder in the... Let's see if it does it again. Hello? We've been really interrupted. Well, I get a lot of people who ask me to try and communicate. Let me show you what happens. Is there anyone there? Knock once for yes and twice for no. See? It seems to be coming from... Well, usually seems to be coming from the ceiling. And it's not always the same room. Wait, no. Right, now that one came from about there. Knock twice if you understand me. See, that makes no sense to me. Do it again. Hello? 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 Who's there? Who's there? Hello? Hello? Hello?
We should all be familiar with this guy, as he is the godfather of my house's haunted documentaries on YouTube, and it's always nice to go back and share some of the all-time classics, especially when you know that a lot of his videos haven't been shared by my channel or other channels similar to mine. But you know what could be great? After reaching the end of this long journey, subscribing and watching the next video on screen.